I've been cleaning in this room. And this is Cupcake. Her real name isn't Cupcake, but I call her Cupcake. And this is her room now until the kittens are old enough to just be in the pens. Because their mama doesn't want to be enclosed with them. But I figured these would be great for them. They won't be scurrying around. They'll be converting and learning how to feed. They're not old to be weaned. They're 2 weeks old. Hey, Cupcake, give me a face. Cupcake, give me a face. She's pretty. She's pretty. She's such a good girl. She doesn't mess anywhere. She uses the kitty box. That's always an attribute that you want to rant and rave about. Isn't that right? Hey, Cupcake. And she hates everybody. You know, cats are honest. Humans will go, and I've seen straight women do this. It's a straight woman thing. Kiss, 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 kiss. No part of their body touches any part of the other straight woman. Their lips don't even come near to the woman's cheek. They go, kiss, 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 kiss. It must be, fuck off. I'm not gay. I'm not going to kiss your cheek. Anybody who's gay knows that the best thing about a hug is a hug. Contact. It's like we're Navy eaters from World War I. When they were first getting started, they didn't know anything. They wanted a cute little bonnet like Jim Bob wore when he was a little kid on the Waltons. And they had smudged faces from all the grease that flew out of the engine. That is my little mean green guy. I wanted one of those for years. I got one in 220. A lady that I stayed with when... Stop doing that or I'm going to come out there and you know what. They really don't care. But I hate it when they scratch the carpet. And they were just learning how airplanes work because they were just actually not invented very long ago. And they were greasy, messy, and the grease would fly off of the engine, go over the little visor that they had in front of their face. And no, I'm not old enough to know what that was like. Hey, didn't I just discuss this with you? It's probably Sophia on the other side of the wall. She hates it when I talk on the phone and don't include her. But anyway, Randy Stepp had one. She worked for Bank America. She was gone 3 days a week, and I took care of her kitties and cleaned up the poop that was laminated to the carpet. These things clean up poop laminated to the carpet. Bisto makes it. Sherry, my girl in Georgia, sent me some money for my birthday present, and I bought a Bizzle upright. I had to find a Phillips screwdriver because it sucked up too much dirt. And I need to evacuate or give it a screwdriver enema. Hey! I mean that. Quit that. Anyway, this cleans up laminated stuff, and you can use anything. I use sanitizer. You don't have to buy fancy-ass stuff, okay? Everything will clean. It spits it out, sucks it up. This is laundry detergent from Dollar General, or the non-Dollar Tree, $1.25. And it smells really good. It smells extremely good. Right now, my sinuses are all steamed up because the crock pot has finally overcooked my potatoes. So now they're just perfect. I just have to evacuate them from my crock pot, turn the damn thing off. Going to the store to get food. Kitty food. And then I have to come back and feed Boots because Boots demanding to be fed now. But it's 10 o'clock. I got to go because I got to get a cart. Those of us who are crippled don't wander wrong on concrete very long, or we walk like we're 97. I got hit by a 93-year-old retired attorney 2008 in Waukon. Hit me in a crosswalk walking my 10 speed. I went through his windshield after he tried to go through my kneecap, literally moved my left kneecap over. So I don't take any sass from anyone who thinks they're helping me by ripping the huge door out of my hand. After I went through the windshield and blew out all his airbags, I was thrown onto the concrete. You don't know anything about malpractice until they treated you wrongly at your local hospital. Dr. Schwartz set my right wrist, which was smashed to bits. I had hair, I had glass and rocks and stuff in my right upper lobe. Did no CAT scan. That night I was making supper at the stove by Mom for Dad and her and me. Took me 7 years to get an MIR. You have 3 years to file malpractice. Did you know that? 3 years. Anyway, hey, cutie pie, are you done in there? Baby. See, I have 3 containers of water up on the sink. I have to more kitty food. See, it's getting low. Anyway, I had 50 pounds. That really goes fast. See, there she is. There she is, just rolling down the street singing, do what do, 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 look good. I don't know the rest of the words, but it's a great song. She is beautiful. She's a beautiful girl. She loves windows. At her house, she used to sit in the sink because her mommy had her own little heater set on her. That's the first thing I got to do. I got to scurry over to the clearances. And I'll tell you why in a little while. Have a blessed day. It's 50. It was 55 when I woke up. 55. How awesome is that? You have a blessed day. Oh, and I have a tub in the bathroom there. This is the girls' room. It's a nice little room. Plenty of space. I just tried the crank in the window. Thought we'd have some air in here. I don't have a screen on it, but I could put it with a flyer too. But the inside thingamajigger doesn't go far enough so that I could put this in the inside window and crank the outside window open. And I am insecure with leaving it open so the kitties could sit in that space. Much stronger than you think kitties are. Push it out and I'll come in here and not have a beautiful gray kitty in this room. She's safe in here. She didn't like anybody. And they chase her. She sat for a long time up on top of the laundry basket on my back range on the crappy ass gas stove I never wanted. I am buying the mobile home. I started buying in September 3rd of 2020. It was a $20,000 trailer. 1993. It was supposed to be refurbished and have everything. Doorway doesn't have the little bit of paneling all the way down. They put a strip of caulking or whatever it's called around the sink in the kitchen. The little tiny strip has pulled away to leave this big gaping hole next to where the sink is. I need a caulking gun and stuff to stick in the gap so I can keep the sink in the hole. There's a big massive hole in the sink cupboard. And to make sure nothing gets out and wanders around my home, I have a box of treasures in front of it. This window, among several windows, doesn't have a second glass window. So I put cardboard in it and stick cases against it to try to keep some of my heat inside. I got a brand new furnace thanks to Operation Threshold and Independence. I have my front window, all the cold air in the world comes zooming through right on back to my office bedroom. The front screen window is just hanging on by a thread, the top thread. Someone nice as you could be cut around my big square screen. So it flaps in the wind like a flag. There's a million things you should look for when you go and look at a refurbished trailer. I have an old furnace. I had an old furnace until I got a new one. My water heater was so old it was corroded. The fellow who worked for the landlord wouldn't light it. So he came with a scurry pad and he scrunched it off so he could light it instead of putting in a new one. He said, "There, that's pretty good." I didn't know he had a brand new $300 unit right outside the door. Right outside the door. I mean, right outside the door. I don't use the gas stove. I told them I will not use the gas stove. Do not put in a gas stove. Do not connect the gas stove. So naturally, I get charged for the gas going to the kitchen all freaking year long. And I don't even use it. I want to be solar. Do you know what? The government took exception to those of us who have mobile homes and even those who own the land. Here we rent from Quasqueton, $300 a month. $300 a month. I pay $150 a month on my home and the utilities. And since last March, I paid $510. So I have $30, $40 extra every month to go on my principal. So I could work at eating away my principal to own my home. That money is recharged to me because the person who does the books writes it down as a minus instead of on the deficit of what I owe for my home. I want to own my home. I'll pay the utilities and I'll pay the rent of the land till I own a piece of land. Then we're going to my piece of land where I can have a basement. I have no place to go here. If there's a storm, all my babies and I, we're going with it. That's why people die in mobile homes. Bankers don't see us as having a home. They think people who live in a mobile home are no better than people who live in a trailer, not a trailer, but a backseat of their car. As soon as I can, I'm leaving Viridian because the banker told me that. She said, "We'll loan you $1,000, but we won't loan you $325 because you owe $60,000 to go to college." Well, I got hit by a 93-year-old retired attorney. I can't do language and I can't test out a statistics. I wanted to teach college-level history. I never planned on being unemployed. That banker, if I ran that bank, would be out of a job. You don't insult people who are coming to your business to try to better their life. I could have had insurance on my home. I would have been insured for $35,000. I still want that. I want it this year. You'll have a blessed day, okay? Don't forget. If you live in a mobile home, you are just as important as everybody else. And if you buy a refurbished home, and you're in this area, I would gladly walk through it to see what you have and what you don't have. If they put $30,000 into a trailer that's say a 1962, it doesn't mean that trailer's value has increased. Because the banker, who was just lovely to me, told me you cannot build equity with a mobile home. I didn't like that especially. Right now, I'm not happy about this. But if it's windy out, windy is inside. If it's cold out, it's colder inside. And if it's hot, it is hotter inside. Have a blessed day.